What's up, guys? You can probably see the blue screen right now. I'm just setting up my audio real quick. There it is. Thanks, Matty. Thanks for stopping in. I've just seen your comment there. I'll get those up in front of me real quick. About to kick off. This is round 7. This is a Dragon Trail in reverse. It's one of my favourite tracks, but being in reverse actually makes it quite a bit harder. Mostly because of the chicane. That's what's going to make or break this race for everybody, is whether you can get through there in one piece or not. When you're racing around in the normal direction, by the time you get to the chicane, you're all spread out in single file and everything. But when you're racing this way, everybody's battling for their position in the chicane, and that tends to go bad pretty quickly. We'll see how this pans out. As always, it's been a pretty good season so far. We've got 2 podiums. Everything else has been top 10. Most of it's been top 5. I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know how this one's going to go. It's honestly notorious for crashes, but we'll see. This is also my first race in A rank. I actually got A ranked last night. You might have caught that if you saw my stream from last night. Let's have a warm up. Thanks, Matt. That's cool. I'm setting my brake balance to the rear. Oh hey, In Exile's racing, he's also streaming this, so if you're looking for another perspective on this race, look up In Exile. You'll see that he is actually here streaming the same race, so that's cool. So I've set my brake bias to the rear because this car really shreds tyres on this track, and it shreds the rear tyres worse than anything else. Mostly on the right hand side too. There's a definite imbalance in the wear here. Now I'll be running out the first 7 or 8 laps of this race on soft tyres, and then I'm going to switch over to hard tyres, and hard tyres are actually the mandatory tyre for this session. You have to have hard tyres at some point in the race or you will get a 20-second penalty. It's a huge penalty. And it catches a lot of people off guard. Maybe we're far enough through the season that people have started to realise, but there is every chance that people will still finish this race with penalties that they don't understand. Whoa. That's our warm-up. Lap wings in this session as well. I actually got the cranks at lap wing in a previous session. I thought he was bashing me and attacking me, and it can kind of look like that in the heat of things, but it turns out he just got bumped from behind, got a little crossed up, bounced off me a few times. There was actually nothing hostile going on there. I'm just going to wait a minute. I'd like everybody to run out. I'm not really trying to slipstream anybody to get extra time. I just want to have a clear track to go as fast as I possibly can. All right, we're out. Oh, that's a bad start. I've managed to avoid doing that in every practice session. At least we're on the outlap, so it doesn't really matter as far as my time goes. I came out a little fast. Steve-O's just doing the conservative thing, just saving tyres. There's really no need to give your tyres a thrashing on this lap. So none of these times are really going to count towards our quali. Okay, he's going slow enough that I think he wants me to pass him, so I will. Yeah, he's just waved me through. Now, I've been running this one pretty fast in practice. I am a little bit concerned that maybe the Porsche's just not the car to win this race, but that's all right. It's been so planted and so grounded in so many races, it can't possibly be the perfect car for every race, because I am quite a bit off the pace, and I'm not seeing any Porsches in the top 10. Alright, now we're going for speed. Hopefully I don't bin it through the chicane again. That'd be really embarrassing. I want to go for the low 147s, high 146s. I'll be happy with that. Oh, that's going to cost me. Okay, there's a lot of 147s there. I should probably abandon this lap and save my tyres. I think I will, actually. I've got plenty of room behind me. I'm not going to hold anybody up. I'll get him on the next one. Alright, I'm going to start the hot lap. Oh, I've got somebody in front of me. Okay. He's moved out of the way, that's cool. Thanks for that, buddy. This lap isn't feeling super fast, but it should get me, well, quite a bit higher up the grid anyway. I know I can do better than that. But I've also had a season full of qualifying disasters that have turned into really great races, so I won't worry too much. I don't think this one's going to be any better. Oh no. Alright, that's about the end of my qualifying. I'm going to have to settle for ninth. Which I don't expect to keep, but that's alright. I'm going to get off the racing line and out of the way. Somebody behind me is probably on a hot lap. All right. I've started much worse off than 11th this season and still come out of it with a podium. I think I actually had a real qualifying disaster. One of my hot laps was taken out by a penalty that I got because I cut the corner. And then for the rest of that race, the rest of that qualifying session, I just couldn't get a line. Every time I got on what felt like it might be a good lap, I ended up running up the back of somebody who just didn't let me pass, and that's a shame. It's usually an accident, sometimes it happens, but then I went ahead and scored 3rd place. That was at Red Bull Ring, I think, in the wet. Alright, I still got 11th. That's pretty good as far as my qualifying's gone this season. Oh, I turned the background music on again, so this part's not so boring. Nice. Well done. In Exile was also on the pole last time, I'm pretty sure, and converted that into a podium. That was a good race. Not last time, I wasn't here last time, the time before, I mean. Round 5. We're going to rolling start this time. Every race that I've participated in has had a grid start. A rolling start's a little easier, I think, depending where you are in the grid. Like, there's every chance that I'll get started halfway around the corner. That makes things a little spicy. Sometimes people just get really unlucky. They start the race and immediately crash. I don't think that's going to happen in the A ranks, but it could. I'm counting on 3, maybe 4 people getting binned in the chicane. and they'll have a hard time coming back from that. Set my brake balance to the back again. Here we go. Now, right off the start, I'm going for tyre conservation as best I can. So there won't be any crazy battles at the front end of the race. I want to try and get 7 or 8 laps out of these soft tyres. They'll be in pretty rough shape by the time I get there too. But then I'll swap out the hards and run out the rest of the race. Oh, 3 in a row. All right, we got a better line out. But I think they've just accelerated better than I did. It happens. That's one move done. I think we've made it stick. Oh boy. I think they got the run on me. Maybe not quite. Okay, this is going to get dangerous. I'm not going to battle this guy for the chicane. He can have it. So I'm going to lift and coast at the 100-meter mark. Oh, far out. And come completely unstuck in the dirty air. I wasn't expecting that. I'm going to have to be more careful. That chicane is just deadly for a number of reasons, and dirty air is one of them. So I am now one of the people to bin it through that chicane. Luckily I didn't bin it too badly. But that makes 1 out of the 3 or 4 that I predicted. I also think there might be a couple of people up ahead who have also binned it. And of course we know my rules of racing, which are go fast and don't bin it. As you can see right there on the back of the car. Interesting to see a car in the pits already. I do wonder what's going on there to make that happen. Might have started on the hard tyres, which are the mandatory tyre, and decided he wanted to get them done with as quickly as possible. I thought I got a better line through that corner, but I couldn't make it stick. People really struggling with the S's today. Oh, thanks. Don't mind me here. Oh, excuse me. That is my line, thank you. We're getting a bit of contact here. Rubbing is racing, I guess. Would have been a bit nicer without the contact, Matt. I know I can get deeper into this corner than this guy can. Tokyo Drift. Alright, now I'm here, I'm going to have to make the best of it. I felt a little stuck behind some of these cars. Oh, I shouldn't have downshifted there. That was a mistake. Oh, rough. They're not very friendly. I mean, I'm certainly not going out of my way to defend from anybody or to block from anybody. I really feel like I was just holding my line there. Oh, I hope I don't get penalised for that. That was bad. It's possible. Alright, I'm probably going to get taken here. On the inside too, that's going to make things tricky. Nah, that's my apex and I'm taking it. Ooh. Not really having a good time at this battle here. If I'm honest, we'd all be a lot faster if it wasn't happening. And as I say that, that battle's over. Because unfortunately, my other friend in the Porsche has just put it into the wall, so that makes at least 3 out of the 4 bins I predicted in that chicane. But now I have a little breathing room. I have a slight pace advantage on the Volkswagen behind me, and I intend to make the best of that for as long as my tyres are going to let me, which is not much longer, I admit. I'm probably going to pit at the end of lap 7. Oh, I've got to stop mis-shifting. That'd be real nice. I'm not so much of a fan of the valve bounce. It is actually useful. In some of these cars, you can sort of thrash the limiter. Oh, excuse me, please. I'm not going to try to battle this guy for too long because he is on fresh tyres. He's coming from a higher position and he's just going to be faster. It might result in a disaster if I battle him. And we're going pretty good here. Rather not have any disasters. Oh, thank you. Bit of a speed boost. you can sort of kick it back a gear and use the limiter to slow yourself down through the S's when you're in one of the faster cars. Oh boy. But that's not really this car. That slipstream's doing me some good. It's probably not great for my tyres though. So I'm going to have to use it judiciously. He is pulling me well ahead of the competition though. We've just gapped P7 by an extra 5/10. Oh gee. Alright, a little bent out of shape. Wonder if that's going to get me a penalty. I don't actually know what you get a penalty for on this track in this particular event. I didn't get any penalties in free practice. I didn't get any in quali. So as you can see, the guy in front of me thinks that I'm trying to battle him. I'm really not. SLM, I've seen that race team before. I got a buddy on that team, I think. And yeah, I can't even pretend like I'm as fast as this guy right now. I'm not at all trying to battle him. These tyres have had enough. You can see as soon as I get deep in the brakes, it just immediately walks out to the left, and that's because my right tyre's a cactus. So this will be my pit lap. We're doing just fine for fuel though. I'll conserve if I have to, but I don't think I will. It's really hard to keep this thing straight. All right, I'm going in. Want those hard tyres. This will be lap 8. I'm going to give it just a smidge of fuel. There we go. That only cost me a couple of tenths. It cost me a lot of positions though. I feel like I'm going to end up in a battle here. And I don't really want to be in a battle this far back in the pack. That was a pretty terrible line through the S's. Wasn't fast, would have cost me a bit of pace. I assume everybody, a lot of the people ahead of me are still yet to pit. Considering I'm gaining on them on the slowest tyres, I imagine their tyres aren't looking too crash hot. One in the pits. Only one. That's a surprise. Another one down. Another yellow flag, somebody's binned it again. Green flag. We must have passed him. I'm pretty certain this Volkswagen hasn't pitted, which makes me wonder what their pit strat is. Maybe they've run out the first part of the race on the hard tyres and they're about to swap over to the softs, but I really thought that would have happened already. And then you've got people who are going into the pits now. Oh, good chance they'll be coming out on softs. And I'm not sure if they've anticipated how badly those soft tyres are going to wear. Although they will have less fuel in the car and be a little bit more lightweight. I got a bad run out of that corner. Yeah, that was perfectly clean. I'm going to have to do something about my pace though, or that's going to keep happening. So I've got a couple of people behind me on really fresh, soft tyres. There's one or two people on mediums as well. And if I don't stop scrubbing these tyres against the road like that, they're probably going to run out on me too. I don't want that to happen. Just going to try and take it a little easier. And I'll also conserve a bit of fuel right now. All right, back on top fuel. I'm going to try and stay in the slipstream of this Jag. It's going to be harder on hard tyres, but it's still possible. Oh no. There goes that idea. Now I'm also carrying damage. Might be able to get through this without being overtaken again. Probably not. That was rough. That was exactly what I was worried about. I was hoping it wouldn't happen, but I was worried about that happening. Good chance this will be my worst race this season, but I'm okay with that. Because I'm kind of bound to have one or two. We'll definitely be learning from that. Might try and start that learning right now. Let's start with not getting killed this time. Bit better. think I'm going to be conserving fuel pretty well into the end of this race, because we're getting low enough for it to be a concern. We've still got the pace even with the fuel conservation, so that's nice. Had I realised, I probably would have run the whole race in fuel map 2 instead. Done a bit more short shifting, just conservative stuff like that. Alright, we're Tokyo Drift now. That kind of cost me in pace, but not as bad as it probably should have. Didn't do my tyres any favours though. Oh, there goes my gap. I've pretty well binned the race at this point, which is alright, because I'm bound to have one bad one. And if this is my bad one for the season, I'm okay with that. As I mentioned. Ooh. Could have been worse. was rough. Gained 1 position and lost 2 in the process. Got 1 back. Whoa, what a bad race. Easily the worst one I've had this season anyway. Also the first race in the A rank, so we'll see what that does to my ranking. I don't know. I feel like my sportsman ranking took a dive, and for reasons I don't really understand. I was actually driving as clean as possible. Even with, you know, cars re-entering the track in front of me, and people getting a little bit argy-bargy through some of these corners. I think I raced fairly clean, just not fast, and my fuel and pit strategy was pretty garbage, so I'll obviously review that. That'd be the worst result of this season by... What we got here? By at least 9 places. So this is 9 places lower than I've finished for the rest of the season. Not many championship points for that one. Bit of a rough go, but I don't mind. I'm going to practice up and probably run the second heat of that one. See how that goes. Thanks for coming, guys. Sorry, a bit of an anticlimactic race tonight, if I'm honest. Wasn't a great qualifier, but I can usually sort of convert that into a, you know, top 5, at least top 10 finish, sometimes even a podium, but this time it sort of went actually south. But yeah, I don't mind. I'm going to keep at it and probably practice up a little bit more and review that pit strategy. So thanks for coming, guys. Still heaps of fun regardless. Have a great night.